Hey everyone, Rob here from Gunfather Milsim, bringing you part 2 of my 40-hour Milsim loadout. This video will be covering my sustainment gear, all the stuff that basically I'm going to use to basically camping out in the field. Part 1 was all operations gear, which is the cool stuff like the rifle and the your rig and all that stuff, which is it's the cool stuff that everybody wants to hear about, but realistically it's not any different than any other weekend Milsim game. That equipment's all the same. What's different is on a 40-hour game, when you're camping in the field and you got to hike that stuff in and hike it out, that's all new for me. And that's all the stuff that I've had to actually spend some time planning and purchasing new gear. So this is the real meat and potatoes of what we're doing here. I'm going to plug the op real quick. It's called Operation Underdog. It's put on by a company called Milsim, and it's down at D-Day Adventureland Park in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. So this is my first 40-hour continuous Milsim, and I can tell you right now I'm packing a little bit heavy. And there's two reasons for that. One, right now the weather forecast about 5 days out is looking pretty nasty. It's going to range in temperature from 48 degrees to about 85 degrees. That's a pretty huge swing, and there's supposed to be about a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms all throughout the day on Saturday. So that adds a lot of gear you got to bring. You got to bring a lot of cold weather gear because 48 degrees when you're wet is miserable if you don't have the right gear. And obviously you got to bring rain gear. So that's going to add to the amount of crap I got to bring. Second thing is, I'm familiar with this AO and I know exactly how far I got to carry this gear. It's about 1.5 miles down a flat road. I'm not particularly worried about carrying a little bit more weight down a flat road for 1.5 miles. That's not that far for me. I'm pretty confident I can handle that just fine. If I was traveling up and down hills over 5 miles through some streams and shit, I'd be carrying a lot different gear. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I'll be the first to admit this is not the prettiest rucksack to ever grace a Milsim field. I kind of put it together for function, not for aesthetics. Now, the base for this rucksack setup is this right here. This is my Eberl-stock G3 Phantom. This was not purchased by me. This was purchased by the taxpayers. I use this on SWAT operations, specifically SWAT sniper operations, and it works excellent in that application. As a rucksack, essentially a backpacking pack, it is not the best, but it is an excellent pack. It comes with kind of this removable rifle scabbard that goes on the back. I was trying to use this initially, but after trying it, walking around, wearing it a little bit, I realized that there's a little bit of a gap between where the straps are and where the bulk of the weight is. And when you have this much weight on the pack, it just doesn't work well. So I removed it, and I opted instead to lash my M4 to the side of this pack when it's all put together. Here's my ICS M4. Fortunately, I make slings. I have a ton of tubular nylon webbing lying around, and this pack has lots of points that I can lash stuff to it. It ends up being, it's very comfortable, it's very effective. It just doesn't look the prettiest. One nice feature of this pack, and it has many, is it comes with a rain cover, built-in rain cover in this pouch right here. Okay, this rain cover comes out, covers up your whole pack, and it stows right back in this little compartment. Good thing to have. So I'm going to start by going over what's in the main body of the pack here. In this pouch I have my cold weather stuff. It's kind of on the side. It's really easy to get to in a hurry. This is just a standard Condor thermal top. I love these things. Can't say enough good things about them. Fleece hat. And just Condor fleece bottoms. Everybody should have a set of these. I use them all the time, both at work and when playing airsoft. On the opposite side pouch, I have stuff for making a shelter. Milsim allows you to bring a tarp so you can set up your own shelter, keep you out of the rain. We're supposed to have rain Saturday, so we're going to use this. Additionally, some paracord to help put up that shelter, and 4 stakes, just standard metal stakes. Yes, these things weigh a little bit, but it makes for a much stronger shelter when you actually stake down your tarp. Now moving on to the actual main compartment of this pack. This is where I'm keeping all my food. I just got a bunch of MREs. I think I got 3 of these with some other stuff. A quick note on food. You got to carry your food in. This is a 40-hour Milsim. You're not going to starve in 40 hours. Okay, it's not like it's a 400-hour Milsim. So you don't really need to go super crazy on the food. Just get something so you have some calories, depending on your comfort level. Probably not candy and sugar. So for me, MREs work great. Here in this bag, all toiletries, speaks for itself. Drawers in a bag so they don't get wet. Important, wool socks, also in a bag to keep them from getting wet. Can't say enough good things about wool socks. This is kind of a just airsoft kit bag, okay? This is gonna have all my magazines, extra BBs, batteries, radio batteries, all that crap. All the batteries also in a plastic bag to protect them from getting wet, just in case everything gets stuck in the rain and I don't have time to, you know, get the rain cover on the bag. So keep this stuff dry. Other than that, the rules require that you use, you know, bandages for the medic rules. I think I'm bringing 4 of these because that's what they require. These are just some old Israelis I have lying around. So that's it for the pack. Let's move on to the actual crap that I lashed the outside of it. First thing, my rain gear. I keep this on top, right on the outside, so it's really easy to grab if it starts raining. We're supposed to have rain Saturday, and you want to protect yourself from the elements. I just got a surplus, you know, circa about 2,000 U.S. Army M81 Gore-Tex parka. Works great. I think I got this on eBay for $40. So no need to spend lots of money to get something nice. For the pants, just got some waterproof pants. These have kind of a fleece liner. I got these on Amazon. I think they're about $35, $40. They are comfortable. Who knows how well they'll hold up. It's just one event. I'm sure they'll be fine. Let's talk about sleep system real quick. This is what I'm bringing. This is by far the largest and the heaviest item on my ruck. This is a Army surplus 4-piece sleep system. I'll show you real quick. Basically 3 parts to it. The exterior of it is this Gore-Tex kind of bivy bag. Okay, this just keeps out the wind and the rain. Theoretically, this is all you need. You can sit in a rainstorm in this with no tarp and no shelter or anything, but that's less than ideal. Inside that, there's 2 separate kind of sleeping bag insulating layers, okay? If you use one of them, you're good down to about 40, 50 degrees. Both of them get you down to about 0 degrees. Now, it's only supposed to get down to about 50 at this operation, this game, so theoretically, I could leave the heavier winter layer at home. But in my opinion, I hate sleeping cold. And if it's only a couple pounds and a little bit of space for such a relatively short distance, I got to carry this crap. For me, it is worth it carrying that extra bag. Worst case, I'm just going to wind it up and use it as a pillow. So for me, it's worth bringing that. There's my sleep system. I bought this on eBay surplus store for $150. That was a pretty good deal. Typically, you can find them for $175 to $200. They're all over the place. Just do a search for it. Okay, my sleeping pad. What is this big, ugly sleeping pad, and why is this thing on my ruck? So I spent a little bit of money. This was $130 to get a nice self-filling sleeping pad. These have a very high R value. What is an R value? That's the rating of how well it protects your heat from the ground. When you're laying on the ground, it's just the cold ground's gonna pull the heat out of your body. So it's actually more important what you put beneath you when you're sleeping outside than what is above you, okay? So you need something with a good R rating. Generally 3 is good. For winter camping, you want something at least 5 or 6. This is a 6. It inflates itself. You can also, blow it up here if you want to. It inflates fairly quickly, deflates quickly. It's just a really nice sleeping pad. And if you're going to camp outdoors, I highly recommend you spend a little bit of money on a quality sleeping pad. Yes, it takes up a lot of space on your pack, but it weighs basically nothing. And it just looks ugly, but you're going to be glad you have it when you finally get a chance to lay down. So finally, the last item I have is my operations pack. Now, this is an Eberl Bandit. I went over this in the last video, but this is my ops pack. This is what I'm going to use when I'm actually out in the field, playing the game, doing the sniper observer role. So this is full of some sustainment gear, but for the most part, it's stuff to just help me do the actual game. Real quick, inside here, I have the ghillie I put together, the Cobra ghillie. Note-taking material with protractor for just map stuff, taking notes, observations, the main thing I'm supposed to be doing. Wet wipes, speaks for itself. Big battery charger for my phone. Hopefully I can use apps. I don't have to use that protractor too often. And snacks. Once again, wanted to stay dry, so I put it in a plastic bag. This is basically the bunch of insides of a MRE, you know, crackers and stuff. Also have some jerky in there and some Cliff Bars, just to kind of, you know, keep your calories up when you're out in the field. Compass speaks for itself. Blue glow sticks. These are for when you're at the night ops. This is what they use for a dead rag. This is what Milsim says. It needs to be blue. So I got 4 of those in there, which is a lot more than I need. And of course it has a 3-liter hydration kit in there as well. In this kind of small top pouch, which is full of stuff that I want to get to in a hurry. I have extra eye protection, Fog Tech wipes, face paint, face camo, and some batteries. So that is it. So that's it for part 2 of my 40-hour Milsim loadout video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 3, which will be after the op, when I kind of give you an after action of what I thought and how all this gear worked out for me, good, bad, and ugly. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know how YouTube works. Or better yet, support my content by buying some merchandise. Go to my website, dieshowtactical.com. That's my website. It's my company. That's where I sell Gunfather Milsim patches. These come in a variety of colors. I also sell bungee slings in a variety of models. This here is the 1 to 2 point elite version. I make these slings myself here in my basement, and I sell them on my site to help support this channel and this content. Thanks for watching.